Hello, welcome to tutorial video for administrators for ODALA role-based authentication. Controsec, I'm Ilari Mikkonen from Controsec, by the way. Controsec has developed for ODALA project a role-based authentication system, and like I said, today we'll be looking at it from administrator's perspective. All the material that you basically see here is also available in GitHub. This version of the documentation is still very much under work. It's not complete, but if you visit github.com/controsec-fi, you should see this ODALA RBAC repository, and all the material will end up there. The components that we are running is basically Keyrock. We are running 0.7.4, I believe. And the other component that we are running is Umbrella. Together they form the access control layer for this system. So Keyrock is the policy definition point and Umbrella is the policy enforcement point. Once you have set everything up, we'll put the Docker Compose files to the Git, and you have configured the admin password, you can log into Keyrock. And then in Keyrock, it's basically a matter of registering applications. I won't go into details. If you want to know how Keyrock works, check out the Keyrock, read the docs. The key here is to create these roles and then the permissions for the roles. Here is an example of a role that we have created, name, description, then basically the action, get post, the HTTP verbs, and a resource. You can use regular expression. Yes, it works. Regular expression gives me a headache. So in this example, it's just the absolute path. Then in the application, you need to enable or you need to authorize the user. So when you have a user coming in and the user is then enabled, going to the application, you can authorize user. So let's take a look at this. You do need to give the user the provider role so that they can fetch the OAuth2 tokens and of course then the whatever role you have defined added. That's pretty much everything from the Keyrock side. On the Umbrella side, once you have everything up, once you have everything configured, and you have logged in with the admin, you can see the API backends, and then you can create a new API backend by hitting the plus button. Umbrella also has their own read the docs, and currently very much used by Fireware Foundation. And we are contributing slightly to that whenever we can. So let's take a look at the example. Need to fill in the fields. This is localized in Finnish. If you don't understand Finnish, sorry for that. The important stuff happens here in the global request settings. You need to tick that, you need to do that, you need to fill in that from Keyrock. You need to leave that, that needs to be role-based, and that's the basic model. If you want to enable tenant access, so tenant is a basically logical data separation concept. Tenants are unaware of each other. You can do the following stuff. So here you put basically a role that no one has. What that means is that then this general global rule does not apply and you need to define the sub-URL settings. Here is one that we made earlier. You can pick method, so let's say that we just allow gets only for this particular tenant. So tenant mapping is Fiverr service header mapping. Authorization mode needs to be role-based and you need to override the required roles. So just like that. That takes effect. Remember to save, publish the changes, and presto. That's how it should work. Let me do a quick check. Okay, so getting to the testing. So the API endpoint I just modified was this Orion. And if we now try to get this, we won't. If we try to access this tenant, we shouldn't. But if we access this tenant, we should. And there you go. Let's do that again. So I'll roll back the change basically. Take a look at the sub-URL settings. That's still there. We can leave it. But if we do this, then that general rule applies. And this should be possible. Yep. And then this is possible. It doesn't matter because it's covered by the general rule setting. I'll just set it back in. What did I want to do? Not this. I wanted to do this. So it doesn't matter what this is because it will never exist. Let's give it a go. No, that's expected. And this works. Alright, pretty good. Let's try something a bit more exotic. Let's try to delete something. Yeah, won't happen. Alright, so just a quick look around at the UI level configurations of this system and what is possible and what is not. So one thing that is not possible is to use attributes. The RBAC configuration in Keyrock cannot handle anything like this or whatever. This won't work. So that's a clear limitation. And if somebody's wondering why we did this with Orion, not with Scorpio, doesn't matter, all the same. Just happens that we set up Orion first in our system for testing. Alright, so please do visit Controsec GitHub. If any questions, send me email ilari.mikkonen@controsec.fi or create an issue. Sort of, I would prefer that. It's easier that then there's history about anything. And for the ODALA partners, if you need any help on setting this thing up, let me know. We are committed to help you during this project duration. Thank you very much. Bye bye.